Hello everybody, Russian Batman back with another video. Sorry if I sound a little hoarse. I actually just woke up. It is currently like 3 something in the morning. But yeah, so today, as you can see, we are drawing potatomeen characters again. Yeah, this first one, of course, is well, it's potatomeen. So yeah, I've drawn a version of potatomeen before, and this is this old kind of um Crusader sig fig, and this is his kind of newer version of the Crusader sig fig, and this one's a lot more. I don't say a lot more fleshed out. I like this one a lot more. It's a lot less armored and more kind of, I don't know, medieval looking. And I really appreciate that. So yeah, so that's what I try to replicate here. I think there's supposed to be some sort of design on the torso, but it's a bit hard to tell with all the straps. Oh, also you can see here. I give him this glowing arm. This is something recent he's done, and I haven't actually. I've seen on the Discord he sent a version of his sig fig with the glowing red arm, and renders of it, but I really haven't seen like a good image of it. But I know it does exist somewhere in the ethos, and he might post it. I don't know, but yeah. So his a glowing red arm because he actually loses it to Graham. So yeah, I add that later, and it looks. I think as a drawing, this one probably looks the best because of like I make most of the lighting coming from that arm, and it just. I think it looks. Sorry, I think it looks really cool. Sorry if I sound like super tired. I'm trying my best not to, but yeah. So I add a red outlining. Here I experiment a little bit with it, so I add some like little runes on there to kind of make it look, ancient and whatnot. So just random, those they obviously don't mean anything. But yeah, then I go in with the red and I color in the red first, and I experiment with how I want that looking, and I end up sticking with this kind of like really glowy look. So like you see here, I add that, and then yeah, I really like how it looks. I kind of add like the same glowy lighting as I would to like a lightsaber or something, where it's like really bright in the inside, and then you just get little hints of red on the outside and whatnot, and then I color the rest of it normal. Um, but but yeah, just like I said, this drawing I'm probably the best out of all of them. I do like the last drawing as well, and the middle one. But I think this one as like a character, I think is the best. I don't like the background. You'll see later the background I gave this, and it just doesn't look good. I don't think it looks good at all. I think it's just kind of crap. So, yeah. Then you can see I go in with different shades of brown and go in. An easy way to differentiate the browns is to do like is go from like reddish to orangish brown. We basically go brown as brown, but they're slightly different. I just like I said, I go in, to get brown, you kind of just go into like the red or the orange slider, then you go like slightly darker and a little bit desaturated, and then you get some brown. So yeah, and then on to the actual shading, and same as usual, but like I said, all the I try to make it really look like all the shading's really coming from the arm itself to kind of give it that look that the arm is actually glowing. Um, yeah, like I said, the one thing I regret with this drawing, I wish I gave it like a better background, because the background it's like this weird cave look, but it's not really fleshed out, so it doesn't really look good at all. I try to make the backgrounds look generic, so the characters really stand out. But I don't know. I feel like recently the backgrounds are so like basic that it makes the background stand out more than the characters because of how basic the background makes. If that makes sense, I don't know if that makes any sense at all. We see here, and then it adds this like really nice rim lighting too. Yeah, so I added this rim line to everything to make it really seem like it's glowing. And I'm like, oh, I that's when I fell in love with this drawing, and I think it's the best. That's why I used it for the thumbnail, and of course, potatomeen got. And there you go. There's the drawing. I don't think it's not too terrible. Okay, this next character. I believe this character is called Orga, I think. I don't have my phone with me, so I can't exactly tell. But yeah, I believe this character is Orga, and yeah, so it's like some orc lady. Um, now with I remember when I had this idea to do the second video, I actually DM'd potatomeen and I'm like, hey, what characters would you like me to make? And these two first characters, he didn't mention these. He didn't mention the last character, so I only made like one of the characters he actually recommended. But this character, he did send me a while ago when I asked him. I'm so sorry. I should have really recorded this earlier, but like I said, this is literally. I'm trying to release this today, and this is like today morning. If that makes sense, this is like if this is actually coming out today, this is like the morning of. So, yeah. So sorry about that. Um, but what was I saying? Oh, so he sent me a whole group of characters, and he was like, "Hey, this is kind of like my new crew, if that makes sense." Because he had the Crusaders, his like little group of original characters, and it's like, hey, I kind of abandoned that, and now I'm doing this crew. I don't know if he has a name for the crew, but it was a bit more like diverse and a bit more D&D esque and less um, and a lot less crusadery, if that makes sense. I think his character is like the only like true crusader. Um, and yeah, and I was thinking, wait a minute. I just realized he put there's a lot of female characters, which is, I mean, nothing wrong with that, but a little suspicious. I just realized. But yeah, then Orca's one of them, and it was kind of I do like drawing buff characters, so I was like, you know what, I kind of want to draw Orca, cause actually I think it's Orga, not Orca. I'm saying Orca like the whale. I don't think it's that. I think it's Orca. Orga, I think. I think it's Orga. So it's like orc, but Orga. I don't know. Yeah, and then here's the coloring. I was just doing that circle because my brother was asking me how to draw a circle. I'm like, this is how you draw a circle. I just grabbed the circle tool. I know it's pretty talented of me to do that. And you can see here, for whatever reason, she has a she has a metal, not a metal hand, like an armored hand and an armored leg, where the hand is armored with like gray and the leg is armored like it's like silver armor. If that makes sense. I don't know the reasoning behind this. I don't know if she like if it's prosthetic or if it's just for whatever reason only um the left her left side of her has armor, like her left arm and her left leg. I think that's right. Yeah, her left. Yeah, okay. Because arm right. I don't know if that's intentional or what's with that, but I replicated it because I gotta stay accurate. I remember Potato also DM'd me once, like asking why I put a little peg on the top of the potatomeen helmet. And then I'm like, because you put on your custom, like I gotta stay accurate. And yeah, obviously, I do make some artistic liberties. Like, for example, I think it's not really an artistic liberty, but I really like how the cape turned out. I was really, puffy and kind of looks like a bear skin. That was really cool. And it's not really an artistic liberty because, like, the cape is pretty puffy. It's obviously not this exaggerated. But, it's kind of exaggerated. What it's clearly trying to replicate, with the actual thing. So, yeah, and I just turned the shade up for a second. I don't know why I do that. If you take a shot every time I yawn, like you will be dead. Like I really should have done this when I was like more alive. I'm alive, Jesse Pinkman. But yeah, and the background's fairly generic, but I think I don't know. Even this one, I think it's I do like the potato drawing a lot better. It's a lot better drawing. The pose is a little bit kind of generic on this one. But yeah, let's go on to the final drawing. And it's just a grassy background. Boom. Yeah, super generic. Looks like it's from Microsoft Paint. Last but certainly not least, this one's really cool. This one is, I want to say Orgon. Trying to remember the name of this character. Orgon. Basically, this guy kind of looks like a combination of Reinhard and and what's the one character from Lord of the Rings? I want to say why do I want to say it's not Sephiroth. It's yeah, but so what's the character? Damn, it's a the villain of Lord of the Rings is okay. I'm not remembering. I'm blanking right now. But you get what I mean with the spiky helmet. So yeah, I try to differentiate it a little bit because this custom I feel is the less fleshed out because what he sent because he recommended me making this one and what he sent of me of this one he has two versions currently. The first version is just kind of it's like a Reinhardt with a cyborg torso. So it's the least customy. You know, it's very purist and doesn't feel very like not. I don't want to say not thought out, but it doesn't have as much original attention as like the potatomeen one is. It's all like painted. So I try to kind of make it look a bit more evil than it actually is. So this one I have a lot more. I feel like artistic liberty with this one, if that makes sense. Because although this is one of the oldest customs he's had, like I think he showed this one in his original like Crusader showcase. This one I think is the least like fleshed out, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I have some liberties with this. For example, he doesn't have these crystals in. Well, this isn't a liberty. He sent me a picture, a mock-up of what he wants this to look like. Is he wanted to have crystals in the chest, and each one has like a different power. So that's what I did here. But as you can see here, well, I see I'm doing this all in black. The original one was in silver, but I actually do two different versions of this drawing. I color in silver and in black. So I have a black color scheme and a silver color scheme. And it ends up looking, so this is the only one I have two. So you'll see two drawings at the end for each color scheme. Because he actually DM'd me mentioning that he wants to do a black alternate color scheme. And he had a little mock-up for it too. So that's what I do here. I do a black and red mock-up. And oh my god, I think this looks really, really cool. So I do a kind of a glowing red little visor. And I get rid of these lines. And I decide to do all of these crystals in red just for the black design. Because I just think it looks really cool. So yeah, and then also like with this spear, everywhere that's red, I do it mostly in black and only like the tips in red. To kind of make it look like, I don't know, it's been like worn out or something. But yeah, and like I said, just do all red with kind of a gray highlight. He did mention he wanted to be a gunmetal highlight. It's kind of hard to draw gunmetal if that makes any sense. But yeah, and you see here, I go in with this is the silver design, so it's mostly just light gray, and I kind of go in where the other one was, and I just I color it all, and you see, like I said, that's all red, where in the other one, it's only like partially red. And I go in, black with the visor, black in that area, and the different colored crystals. This is I would say the more regular design, if that makes sense. But, yeah. But I think, yeah, I'm really happy how this guy turned out. I think it looks really cool. I do like the black design a bit better than the silver design. And I do the same shading with both, except with highlights. When I do highlights, I have to do it separately because you can't highlight black on the same opacity as like a light gray because it just won't look good. Like it'll be way too bright. It'll either be way too bright on the black, look way too weird, or it will be like you won't see it at all on the gray. So I had to do two separate layers, but it was really easy. I just kind of copied and pasted. I actually just duplicated the layer and then just lowered the opacity for the black one, and then higher the opacity for the silver one. So, yeah. Let's see here, going in with the shading, and almost done with this drawing. So yeah, everyone like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Sorry for being so damn tired in this video. Go watch the 2011 from Rango and all that good stuff. And yeah, and if this video isn't coming out on Black Friday, then I didn't record this morning. I'm recording this on Black Friday. I'm hopefully, if I can't get this video released today, I'm gonna release a different video today. But you guys will see it. I don't know why I'm rambling about this, but yeah. I'm just doing like last minute before I have to go to work. And let's check out the last drawings. And boom, And boom. There you go. Have a nice one.